let's try this again. Hey, what's happening? Weird. Ah, good. Hey, good morning, Amir. How's it going? So, today, for this Study Monday, we are going to do something slightly different. Hey, Ice Die, how's it going? Welcome back. Zealin, what up? Hey, Amir, I'm okay. I'm okay. It's pretty good. How are you, Amir? Right, so what we'll do today on Study Monday is we take the pose, how she stands, how she, like we're gonna analyze her pose, right? We're gonna try to break it down. We're gonna try to understand what part is pivoting where, and then the study is to take her pose, not to change the pose, but to spin her. So we draw her from top left, bottom right, or whatever. But what we're gonna have to do is try to be as accurate to the original as possible. So we analyze why is this muscle like hunched over like that. So we have to try to figure out, because we can't draw her straight, right? Because she's not straight. She's pivoting forward, and are they in the way they are? So that's the challenge. This is the study this week, is to spin the pose. And if you want to be all fancy pants, do multiple spins. But yeah, so if you want to do the study, you're gonna hear my daughter throughout the stream. Don't worry. If you want to do the study, just apostrophe ref. You'll get the reference, and then you can do the spinning yourself. I don't know which angle I will choose, but like I said, it's Monday, and Mondays are always study Mondays. And this Monday we're gonna do a mental exercise in spinning a pose. It's Splifford. I'm forever gonna call you Splifford. You're not Splifflord. Splifford. Splifford the Wise. Hey, Sir Loudon, how's it going? Right, so we're gonna switch the topic. Topic 5. Time to start. Spin that pose. Okay. All right. Let's go. Okay. So study time, understanding time. Let's do this. So I think I'm gonna draw multiple times, but like if we look at her, like the curvature of her strap, or wrap rather, she kind of puts a lot of weight on her leading leg, and then a little bit on the back. We can see by this curve that she's pushing her leg forward quite a lot. And then she sits down on her butt. Her back cheek is actually raised. She's not straight. She's more like that, which means the leading leg the butt of the leading leg should be lower down. I would also guess, judging by the way the form is that her leg is actually forward. If she, the thing is like if she, is going forward, this leg, so she's more sitting down, more like that, and probably slightly forward, but not that much. Something kind of like that, and then the hip rotated up. And it is pointing outwards, which means we should see the ellipse a little bit more like that. And because it's like that, we should see it, yeah, more like this. We should see the heel a little bit more towards us. Hey little Rib, how's it going? Today's study is a fun challenge. I used to do this a lot in my sketchbooks, and it is to spin a pose. And the trick is that you need to analyze. I'm currently making it very, very sketchy. I'm not going to draw the shield, by the way. And what the task is, right? The challenge is to look at the reference and try to figure out which direction all the limbs are going, why they are angled in the way they are in the reference, and try to be as accurate and as aware as you possibly can, so that you truly analyze the pose, right? And you truly analyze the direction and the volumes and the anatomy of the reference, right? And if you want to do it again, you just completely rotate the camera that you're going to draw from, and draw her maybe from the top, or the back, and you can completely challenge yourself in a different way. My weekend was pretty good. My son went to summer camp, so it's just my daughter home. We kind of hung out in a garden, more or less, just the whole weekend. Trying to take it chill, you know. Try not to think about Thursday too much. How was your weekend? I mean, judging by, I think her arms are quite further back than I drew. Because you would balance it from the shoulder down, right? It's a shield, and she doesn't look like she's forcing it up, but holding it balanced. So I think actually I need to rotate significantly more like that. because she's pushing the arm back and then weighting the shield. Yeah, that's more like most likely more the way she does, because she hunches the shoulders forward, which means there's weight on them, and she's also screaming. Lurib. Oh, nice, nice. I shot myself in the foot a little bit by drawing her from the side. I should have drawn her a little bit in an angle, possibly, just so I could draw her other arm a little bit clearer. But nevertheless, it's an interesting challenge. Her sword arm looks like it's further back though. Like it's not, like it looks like this hand is behind this hip based on the angle. Right, there's almost no foreshortening in that arm. While there's a lot on the bicep. Where this one is slightly, but this one has more foreshortening. Hey Weeping Jay, how's it going? Welcome. Different camera lenses? Yeah, it could be cool. But there's more scope for cheating. But yeah. Absolutely. Would be above that knee, pointing forward, slightly outwards. Nope. Should be more. Like there. Hey Captain Boss, how's it going? I think she probably should lean a little bit more forward. I'm not sure about this arm actually. Hey Captain Boss, yeah, exactly. It's study Monday today is rotate the camera. That's the study for this week. Captain Boss, yeah. Using 3D Cerebro, yeah. My cat wants me to open the door. Let me in. But then you open the door and she walks away. Fucking cat. Captain Boss, yeah, exactly. It's a great way to observe, to replicate, but even more so to understand, to practice um, observation and implementation, right? Because you need to break down like approximately the rotation, the foreshortening of the limb, you know, and then find the pivot points, like line of action, all these things, and you need to try to figure them out so that when you do replicate them in the drawing, they are more accurate. I'm going to rotate again. I'm going to draw her slightly from the top. Let's try that. Okay, so this would be her sword arm. Okay. I think she sits down quite a lot, so her butt wouldn't stand out too much. So that leg would be kind of going forward. No. And inwards. Man. It's obvious I need more practice here. But nevertheless, it makes your brain go tuk 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 tuk. How does this work? Let's see, if she shoots her hip there, it means there's an angle up and that goes down, which bends the spine a little bit more like that, like in an S. Captain Boss, yeah, it's a great pose, and it looks like she's actually doing the pose, which is really good. A lot of these people posing, they do the motion without actually doing the pose. I'd love to like fully what's it called? Fully decipher the pose, you know, break it down, like put down where all the muscles and body parts go, and it's a good exercise. And the more you break it down, the easier it is to spot your mistakes and also understand where everything is going and which angle it's going. And like I said before, I used to do this all the time in my sketchbooks, just as an exercise to sit and think, like how is it actually going, like which body part is going where. And the trick is like Glenn Vilppu also says, that you have to consider the form from all angles, like, and not just draw the silhouette, the line where the body meets the air. You know, you really need to try to think like that. The form wraps the shoulder, has an actual backside. You know, that the bicep wraps around the volume. You know, that it's actually a 3D shape and not just a silhouette where the body, like I said, the body meets the air. Captain Bones, yeah, it's really hard. But I love the fact that you gotta think about these things. You gotta put down some landmarks. Landmarks being key places of the body, so that you can see where the volumes are pointing. Like in the butt, there is a small triangle. Like you can feel it. You see it on women especially. But those points are like anchor points of muscle groups, and they're always there on humans. So you can always spot, like what's the angle of it, you know, in 3D space. And then you can start mapping accordingly, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Gria, what's up? Thank you for the support, man. And number 17, that's insane, man. Thank you. Truly appreciate it. Let's draw another one. Actually, let's do it like this. Hey, Darko Brush, how's it going? What's up? Gria, no, I haven't set up a Patreon just yet. I will try to, but yeah, I have yet to do. Okay, so let's spin it from the bottom like looking up. So that would okay. Let's try to be a little bit more expressive. Let's try to do it slightly different, not so accurate, but try to capture it a little bit freer. Possible. Okay, try. Looking up at her. The neck would bend backwards. And the arm would go into perspective. That will be straight, and this would be in an angle. Captain Pose, yeah. But it's interesting though how you look at the pose and you try to decipher how it works, what's the angles, and then like flavor comes into play. Like, no, I would change it like this. I would alter it this way, or you know. So I'm trying a little bit of a different approach. As you can see, my lines are horrific. I'm not trying to be accurate with one line here. I'm just kind of exploring, mapping, figuring the angles out by jumping with my eyes back and forth from the reference to my drawing, just to try to kind of see if I can catch the angles correctly. Captain Bose, yeah, absolutely. I do agree. It's a fun part where you go what's accurate and what makes a better drawing, and the balance between the two. I mean, obviously there has to be a sense of flair, or what's accurate versus what looks good. And a lot of these things, to get them just right, you have to put down landmarks, like these pivotal points on the body that informs the viewer of where the body parts are, how they are rotating. But the thing is with this, right? We're analyzing her pose, her real pose. We're rotating her around in perspective, and we are analyzing a lot. We are looking at her shoulders, why they look the way they look, which angles are they having. And what's cool with this is that her, for example, her pose is quite realistic, right? She's actually expressing in that pose. We can see she's using her body in a way where she's actually kind of like acting, right? And what's cool with this is that when we then would draw this pose again from memory, because we've studied it, I have studied it 3 times at least here, right? The posing, the subtleties of the hip rotation, the leg position, the knee positions, the way where this arm shouldn't be that far out like the other arm, and all these little things. And all these little things we remember. And the next time we would draw a pose like this from memory, the information would definitely be there, we would definitely be leaning on the knowledge that we have studied. And that's the beauty of it. And that's just one study, right? And then imagine you do this one of these studies every day for a month. You'll learn so much by understanding poses, understanding body, understanding rotation, understanding volume, perspective. All these things you get from the same means of study. If you analyze, which you have to, if you want to rotate the pose, and you'll learn so many things. Yeah, well, better start, man. Boxes, yeah, boxes can help a lot, and by that, he means if you would simplify the shape into a geometrical form, right? That we would make the hip into a box. And like what would be the rotation of the simplified shape be? So not only you analyze that way, but when you sketch it, you can start out the sketch by going, okay, so her torso would be like that, her hip would be like that, and then you can draw the information inside the box, right? It's the same principle. It's a mean of analyzing what's happening to make it understandable. And it's a great way of doing it. And in that way, if you're using the box method, it's easier to rotate a six-sided box in perspective than intricacy of a torso. So if you just rotate the box, you will know, okay, the front side of the box has to have the ribs, has to have the chest, pecs, abs, ribs, and then you can place it on the box more easily. Yeah, and don't be worried about you being a beginner at anatomy. We are all beginner at some point. And only by dazzling us with your mad skills and your progress will make more people envious, and they will go, wow, if Gria did it, I'll do it too. And then we get two more artists studying anatomy, and then other people will see, oh, they're learning this about the rotation of the torso. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay, now I know that. And then we got another one, and then we will take over the world. Yeah. Gria, in theory, you don't need lessons from anyone. You need to find information and start learning. All right. Let's do it like this. Behold my crappy studies, but I can guarantee you, I'm not gonna be going like, hey mom, check out my latest anatomy studies. She will be like, what have you been smoking, son? But what will be cool will be my brain. My brain will like high five me and go, "That's great. Look at all these things we've learned. How amazing. High five, buddy." So I would strongly recommend you do this study and make sure you share it on Discord, because you're going to be accountable. You're going to feel a different kind of pressure. You're going to study it differently if you have to show what you studied. And so it's not a throwaway thing, but you're actually applying yourself and applying yourself to try to learn a new thing. Larivia, my parents they don't care. They go, okay. Anyways, do the studies. It will be good for you. It's a fun challenge, if nothing else. It's a really good exercise, and I truly enjoy doing it. That could easily be taken out of context. But it's a fun challenge. You are too late indeed, Rock Knight Studios. So we're gonna find someone to raid, and before that, gonna do the. Oh, Max is doing a zombie. Let's raid Max. So have a fantastic day. Good night if you're that part of the world. See you tomorrow morning for your topic suggestions. We're gonna do the outro, so don't go anywhere. And after the outro, I'll take you to the raid, so stay tuned. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for the subs. And see you tomorrow.